Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is a full face of new makeup. We have got a lot of new products that I've tried and tested today. It was pretty much overall a massive disaster if you couldn't tell by what I've currently got on my face. This is not my normal makeup look. This is not what I usually go for. And we've come across some gems, a few gems, but mostly a lot of disasters as well. So I think this is going to be super interesting for you guys. So we'll just get straight into the video and I hope you enjoy it. All right, let's do this thing. I've got so many fun and exciting products to try out. I'm just like super keen to sit down and play with some makeup. So it's super windy outside and spring I think is like messing with my sinuses today. So I'm a bit sniffly and my eyes are like really sensitive and red. So if you notice that throughout the video, I'm really sorry, but spring is just, it's in full swing. I have got so much stuff to try out. I'm super excited. The first thing is the new Smashbox Photo Finish Oil and Shine Control. Your girl has been getting oily skin lately, which is weird because I always thought that I was like more of a normal to dry skin type, but recently, apparently my oil flow has been very good. So my skin therapist has been saying, and I don't know if you can see, but like my skin just has this like shine and glow to it at the moment without even doing anything. It's great. I'm not complaining, but it does mean that throughout the day of wearing makeup, my skin does get a little bit shiny and a little bit oily. So I'm excited to try this out. So that's what it looks like. It's just a normal creamy jelly consistency. Creamy gel, that's two different things. It's nice and refreshing and it feels nice and hydrating, which is one thing. Oil shine primers can sometimes feel a little bit matte and like dry because they are designed to control your oil. I can already see a difference in my skin and it feels really soft and really, really hydrated. All right, and now for foundation today, I am going to be trying out the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation up to 24-hour wear. The shade range of this foundation is actually really, really cool. They've got basically everything to suit any undertone and any skin tone, and I'm pretty sure it's like 50 shades or something. Let me have a look and just confirm that. I don't want to be making up fibs. Okay, so it's got 50 shades focused on 9 intensities, 3 master tones and 7 undertones. So when I ordered this, I ordered the neutral undertone just because that's kind of like the safest option for me, but I did actually order it for like my fake tan shade and I don't have fake tan on at the moment, so it's probably going to be a bit too dark, but I wanted to try it out in today's video anyway, so we'll just make it work. It's fine. Now the packaging's really, really cool. I do like it. It's just that with lids like this, like shiny lids, you start to see like fingerprints and they get a bit dirty. Honestly, like first world problems, right? And then the bottle's like an acrylic plasticky bottle. So it does feel a little bit cheap, but it's just a bottle, you know? And it also has a pump, which is nice. I love foundations with pumps. It just makes sure that you can like control the amount of product that you're pulling out, and yeah, it just makes it easier to get product out. All right, I've just put 2 pumps onto the back of my hand and I'm gonna use a beauty blender to blend it in. Oh, that shade is actually perfect. What the heck? That's lucky. All right, this is gonna work today. All right, so it says that it is vegan, medium coverage, buildable, with a real skin matte finish that lasts up to 24 hours. I love medium coverage foundations, so that is promising. And I've got to be honest, I have never really tried an Urban Decay foundation that I've loved. So hopefully this one surprises me. I really, really like the coverage so far. Like it's evened out my skin tone quite well. My face is actually darker than the rest of my body at the moment because I've been in the sun a bit lately and my skin did get a little bit burnt, which is really bad of me, but as a result it is a bit more tanned than the rest of my body. But yeah, that coverage is really, really nice so far. I have a feeling it is oxidizing though. So I've just put 2 more pumps out onto the back of my hand. Yep, it's definitely oxidizing. Okay, so that there is about 3 pumps because I've still got about 1 pump left on the back of my hand, and the coverage is really, really nice. It has made my skin tone look really, really even. It's like neutralized any of the redness or like the darker areas. So it says that this foundation is waterproof, long wear, feels like you're wearing nothing thanks to a breathable, flexible formula that moves with you all day and night. Not only feels better, it even looks better with its Stay True color, which minimizes the appearance of pores, so you always look like you. Okay, based on that, I'm gonna have a close-up look now and see how it's looking on my skin. Okay, so it's definitely matte. Definitely. And as you guys know, I'm not like a huge fan of matte foundations, but it's fine. We're going to give it a chance today. It has definitely minimized the appearance of my pores. It looks really dry on my skin, like really, really dry. And it kind of weirdly enough looks like it's just sitting on top of my skin, like around my nose area specifically. You can kind of see where it's just like sitting on top of my skin rather than like soaking in and really blending in with my skin. I really, really like the coverage though. It's definitely like not my favorite. I just don't love matte foundations though. And it does look a little bit too dry on my skin for my liking, but we'll see how it goes with the rest of the products. So we'll keep going, and I guess I'll give you guys like updates as I go. So obviously next up is concealer, and I've got the Benefit Cakeless Boing Concealer, and then I've also got the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer. This is supposed to be a dupe for Shape Tape, so I'm very interested to try this. And I've also heard very good things about the new Benefit Concealer as well. So I'm going to use both of them and kind of give you a comparison and just test them both out, because I honestly couldn't pick one to use in this video. So I was like, why not use both? So we're gonna do a little bit of a battle of concealers. How exciting. I think I'm going to use these 2 shades here. They look pretty close. So I've got number 3 in the Benefit Boing, and then this one is number 326 Vanilla in the L'Oreal formula. So I'm going to use Benefit Boing on my right eye. I'm just going to use like that much for now and see how that goes. Holy moly. It's full coverage. Whoa. And very light. I probably should have gone a shade up, but it's fine. It's also a little bit dry on my under eyes, like it's already creasing and kind of caking up. I mean, it is called the Cakeless Concealer, so just putting that out there. I feel like I need to give you guys a close-up on how this is looking, because it's not looking too crash hot. You guys see what I mean about how it's just like creased instantly under my eyes? I don't know if I'm doing it justice or if you can see it properly. It's very dry, it's very cakey, but pretty good coverage and very brightening. All right, let's try the L'Oreal concealer and we'll see how it compares. And this is supposed to be the dupe for Shape Tape, which I actually find Shape Tape to be very, very drying as well. So it definitely has that drugstore L'Oreal smell to it, which if you guys have ever used L'Oreal products, you would know what I mean. Like the L'Oreal base products, liquid foundations and stuff, they just have a very specific smell. Okay, so again, very, very brightening, pretty good coverage. So we've got L'Oreal now on this side, Benefit on this side. My gosh, but they're both just like creasing instantly under my eyes. Can you see how kind of dry and cakey it is? Like it's just creasing instantly. And I honestly feel like the camera is making it look even a little bit better than it looks in person. So yeah, wow. Very interesting. It is definitely dry, both of them. Coverage is better on the L'Oreal concealer, but I would say the L'Oreal concealer looks cakier and looks drier than the Benefit one. Can you guys see that? That is wild. My under eyes look like they've just aged like 50 years. Not great. Wow, I was really hoping that one of these would be great. We are gonna keep trucking along though. That's just what these videos are all about. All right, so next up I've got a few cream products that I wanna use before I set my face with powder. So I'm gonna go in with those. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in High Blush. I have actually used these products before, but I've never used the blush. So I'm excited to give this a go. I already know that I really like the formula, but I guess it's just more about like the shade and all of that. Anyways, I just really wanted to try it out. This is the shade Peachgasm. Ooh, that's a really pretty shade. All right, let's give that a whirl. I've just popped a lot on the back of my hand because I'm gonna pick it up with my beauty blender and then just pat it onto my cheeks. Oh, that's giving me a bit more radiance in my skin. That's nice. It's not blending in very well around the concealer. I think because the concealer is so drying, it's almost like a harsh line between where that Charlotte Tilbury product is in comparison. Like it's just kind of patching up a little bit, which is really strange. But I really like the blush. It's very, very natural. I feel like this would be perfect for like an everyday natural kind of glowy look. Because look at the glow that it's giving my skin. Like it's making my skin look nice and radiant, which is nice. I'm gonna have to use this with like my normal foundation base routine. I think I would really, really like it. It's just a shame with the base that I've got on at the moment. I feel like it's not performing its best. I've also got this Pixi On The Glow multi-use moisture stick to try out as well. I've never actually tried any Pixi makeup products before, so I'm excited to give this one a try. It's very interesting. It's like a skin tone color, so I'm gonna swatch it on the back of my hand first. I really don't know what to expect from it. You can't really see it at all, to be honest. It just looks like it gives your skin a really nice glow. It hasn't got a color to it, so it should be fine. Ooh, I feel like it's lifting some of that concealer a little bit. It is. Wow. These concealers, it does look very pretty. Like it's very natural and glowy, but I feel like it's just the concealers, unfortunately. They're so dry. As soon as you touch them, they just kind of lift. Look how pretty that is. It looks so gorgeous on my skin. But then once you get up close, you can see how it's just like lifting and patching the concealer away. Ah! How frustrating. Oh well. I really like this. I think it's really nice. And similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Wand, I want to use it on like a normal foundation day with my normal foundation routine because I feel like it would look gorgeous. It's just those concealers I feel like are kind of ruining everything. So we'll have to give those products another go with my normal makeup routine. Okay, I know this is technically cheating because it's not a new product, but I need some freaking hydration in my skin. I feel so dry and cakey right now, so I'm gonna spray my face with some Fix Plus before I set it because I just feel like it's gonna get so much worse as soon as I put powder on. And that concealer just is not blending. I feel like it's becoming more and more noticeable. Like it just looks like 2 yellow patches around my eyes. I don't even want to set my under eyes because I'm so worried that it's just gonna make them 10 times worse, but I kind of have to. This could be a really dumb decision or it possibly could make everything look a bit better. So who knows? We'll soon find out. But I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Bake and Blot Powder to set my under eyes. So this is the Lace shade, and I'm just gonna pick it up on my Sigma Soft Blend Concealer brush and pat it under my eyes, and we'll see how this goes. It actually doesn't look too bad. It is a really good shade for highlighting the under eye area. It's kind of keeping it looking nice and bright and fresh. If anything, I feel like it's made my under eyes look a little bit softer, which is nice because they were looking pretty bad before. I feel like I can't really give you a decent review on this powder because I'm using it over 2 concealers that I really did not like. So I might give this another shot in another video soon and let you guys know my like proper thoughts. But for the rest of my face, I'm actually gonna go in with this Flower Beauty Satin Finishing Miracle Glow Powder, which sounds like exactly what I need. I need some glow back in my skin. And I'm hoping because it is a satin finish, it might redeem my skin. But can we just talk about how ridiculous this packaging is? Like it is so big and bulky. And when you take the lid off, the actual powder is like that much of the packaging. And yet that's the entire thing. Like what? It's probably the worst packaging design I've seen, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like I'm being really harsh in this video, but I just want to be honest for you guys. Flower Beauty is supposed to be a very affordable brand. It is actually Drew Barrymore's brand. And I have heard great things about the actual products themselves, but first impression, that packaging, not the best. So let's take a big fluffy brush. This is a Sigma Large Powder F30 brush. And I'm gonna try and tap a little bit of that powder into the lid. Got a little bit there. So we'll try that on the skin and see how it goes. So it says here that it sets your makeup with a veil of subtle radiance. Our satin formula absorbs oil and smooths skin with a soft focus effect. Micro pearl pigments diffuse light for an ambient glow, providing the ultimate finishing touch to your makeup. That sounds really, really good. Hopefully it does everything that it just said, because my face needs some help right now. My skin actually looks really nice with that powder over the top. It's definitely smoothed it out. Like I feel like it's kind of added like a bit of a filter to my skin. It has also given it a subtle glow. Nothing too crazy, and remember the foundation that I'm wearing is matte, so it'd probably look quite different over like a satin or dewy finish foundation, but it has actually made my skin look very, very flawless and like smooth. I definitely still feel dry, so I'm gonna keep spritzing some Fix Plus on my face, but the actual finish of it looks really nice, so I'm pretty impressed by that. I also have the Flower Beauty foundation, so if you guys want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments down below. It's also a very affordable drugstore foundation. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, so it would be like a proper first impression if I did do a video on it, so let me know if that's what you want to see. I'm gonna do contour next, I think. I need to fix up these under eyes and just add a bit of definition to my face. So I recently got a Mecca PR package with this new NARS contour palette. I actually can't remember what this range is called, but it's a very like tropical island themed range, which I think is really, really cool. So I've got the face palette with the highlighter Moana, blush Bounty, and bronzing powder Casino in it, which I've actually never used any of these three powders from NARS. So I'm pretty sure they are original powders, but they've just put them into a contour palette for this specific range. It looks like the contour powder could be a little bit dark, so I'm gonna have to go in with a really light hand to try this out. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I am using a very, very light hand though. And I'm just kind of building it up as I go. Pretty sure my foundation is wearing away as I'm blending this out. I feel like this video is becoming such a disaster. Doesn't look too bad. I feel like the more I blend it in, the more natural it's looking and not so harsh and muddy, but it just looks really warm and like a reddy undertone, which is really, really strange. Let's give the blush a go. I feel like I'm really gonna love this blush shade because it is right up my alley. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It is very intense. Very, very intense, but it is a gorgeous shade. This is gonna be my summer go-to blush, I think. Yay, we found a good one. Things are looking up. All right, so this is the Moana highlighting powder. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And it's almost got like a light gold kind of reflect to it. In the pan, it looks like it's quite champagne-y color, but on the skin, it's got a nice little gold reflect to it, so it's quite pretty. It is very intense though. Guys, this foundation and like just the whole base combo in general is really doing my head in. My nose has like completely patched away. Like the foundation is completely gone. So weird. Just gonna put a little bit of that Benefit concealer on my eyelids just to prep them for eyeshadow because I don't have any new eyeshadow primers to try out at the moment. Also guys, please don't look too closely at my lash extensions throughout this video because if you watched my last makeup tutorial, you'd know I singed them when I was really drunk and they've just grown out so much since then. They just, yeah. They're a bit of a hot mess right now. I'm actually getting them removed on Wednesday and I'm gonna get a lash lift instead. So I'm excited for that. They're just a bit of a hot mess at the moment, which I think is a theme for today's video. You know what? I'm gonna put that in the title, a hot mess makeup tutorial, because that's what this has become. I'm just using the Flower Beauty powder to set that concealer. God, that creased within seconds on my eyelid. That is crazy. I'm gonna do another spray of Fix Plus. I'm feeling like the Sahara Desert right now. I was gonna do my eyes next, but I think I'm going to quickly move on to brows because I've got some really exciting new brow products to try. I actually got a Fenty PR package lately with the new brow products in it, so that's what I'm going to use today. They look very, very interesting. You guys have probably seen other influencers posting about them, but they've got a really cool little brush on the end of them, which makes them really, really unique. So rather than it being a spoolie, it's like a tiny little hairbrush almost. I've got 4 different shades here, so I think I'm going to try out the ash blonde first and see how that matches up on my brows, but we've got a few to choose from in case that doesn't work. So the pencil's super fine as well. This actually looks like it might be a bit too light for me, but we'll see. But yeah, the tip is super, super fine, which I actually really like. You guys know my go-to is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. So I do like a tip that allows you to kind of like draw on hair-like strokes. All right, it's a little bit too light for me, so I think I might use, let's see what light brown is like. This looks like it might be a little bit better. Let's see how this goes. It's a good color and it's gliding on pretty easily. It's very pigmented. I really like that. Let's give the brush a go. Ooh, interesting. That is really cool. Okay, so the tiny, tiny fine little hairs pick up your brow hairs really, really nicely and help you to groom them really easily. Like a spoolie, I feel like, let me try and find a spoolie. So the actual spoolie itself is quite gappy, and that's what spoolies usually look like on the end of brow pencils. So when you're running them through your hairs, it's almost like you've got to run through a couple of times to get the hairs exactly in place. This just picked up like every single hair in the one brush and allowed me to just like brush it exactly where I wanted it to go. I don't know if that's making any sense, but I actually really, really liked that. Wow. I'm actually gonna look up the price of that brow pencil versus the Benefit Precisely My Brow, because I think they are both like very big contenders. I love Precisely My Brow, but that is really nice as well. So I'd be interested to know if there's much of a price difference. So I'll look up the Sephora Australia prices. So the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP is $32 and Precisely My Brow is $43. So this is way better value for money. Wow. This video is looking up. We're finding some gems. It's not just a hot mess video anymore. Okay. Moving on, let's do eyes. I want to have a bit of a play around with color today because I've got some new exciting eyeshadow palettes that I haven't used yet. And I did a poll over on my Instagram asking you guys what you wanted me to use. And I actually had a poll between the new Pat McGrath palette and then the Huda Beauty Neon palettes and these Makeup Revolution palettes. And much to my surprise, you guys didn't really care about the Pat McGrath palette at all. So these ones were a tie. You wanted to see both of these being used. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try and use both of them because obviously the neon palettes have got some really cool colors in them that I want to try and play around with, and then I've got some cool colors in the Makeup Revolution stuff as well. So I'm obviously not going to use every single palette, but oh, that is cool. That's got some nice colors in it too. Okay, maybe I will use every single palette. My indecisive brain can't decide what I want to do. Apparently that is a trait of being a Libra. I don't know a lot about star signs, but I have been reading up about them recently. And apparently a very common trait of being a Libra, which is obviously my star sign, is that you are indecisive AF. And that makes a lot of sense for me. See, this Makeup Revolution palette has got some really nice little pinks and coral colors that I feel like I could mix with this one here and create something kind of cool. So my goal is to obviously just put these eyeshadows to the test and try them out. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up doing a decent eyeshadow look or not, but I just wanna have a play around with some of the interesting colors like the yellows and the bright pinks and stuff like that. So we'll see what kind of look this comes out as. So I think to start off with, I'm gonna take this middle kind of peachy orange shade. I'm gonna take that and I'm going to blend that through my crease, and this is going to be my transition color, I think. It's a nice soft transition shade. It's very easy to blend and it's building up nicely. Not bad. So far, so good. Next up, I'm gonna take this shade here, which is a slightly more pink toned orange, like a bit more of a corally orange. And I'm gonna take that on my E38 diffused crease and run that through my crease. These are very, very pigmented and very easy to get like color payoff from. As soon as I put my brush to my skin, it's like the color payoff is instant, which is really nice. And it's going on very evenly too. Like it's not patchy or anything. It's blending very, very easily. I want to try and go into this palette now. So I think I might take this shade right here and I'm going to go in and blend that into my crease as well, just to really build up the color and create a nice gradient. Makeup Revolution palettes, I have used a few of them previously and I have really, really liked them. They're a really good, affordable brand. They are known for creating kind of like affordable dupes of a lot of higher end products. But in saying that, they actually perform pretty well as well, based on like my previous experiences. I actually really, really like that color combo. It's really bright and summery, which is nice. All right, so now I think I'm gonna go in with a mixture of these two shades here, and I'm going to pack them really tightly into the crease using my small tapered blending E45 brush. I'm gonna bring some of it onto my outer corner as well. Oh, that's so pretty. I feel like these pinks are a tiny bit patchy, so I'm having to really like buff them and pack them on. They're a little bit harder to work with, but they are also much brighter than other colors that I've used so far. So that could be why. There's a little bit of fallout, which I am not surprised by at all because I am packing these on like crazy just to get the most out of them. All right, I think I'm gonna have a bit of a play around and do a cut crease, which I haven't done in forever. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Benefit concealer again and carve out kind of like a half cut crease. And hopefully this turns out okay because it's been a while since I've done one of these. So far, so good. We're not doing too bad. All right, so I'm going to take this bright neon yellow shade now and I'm going to pack that on to the area that I just applied the concealer. This could end up really bad or this could end up really good. Let's see how we go. Probably not the best concealer to use for a cut crease because it's so dry. I feel like this shadow is drying down a little bit darker as it soaks into the concealer. So maybe I should have set the concealer first, but it's still very bright and very pigmented. Like it's still giving the same effect that I was after. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. These aren't blending as well as I was hoping they would, but probably my error using the same concealers that I've had trouble blending for the rest of this video. I think this is really wearable. It's probably one of my most wearable looks to date. All right, now I really, really want to try out one of these shimmers. So I think I'm gonna go in with the neon yellow one down here. And I think I'm just gonna place it in kind of like the blend because it's obviously not blending very well thanks to that concealer. So I may as well try and pack something else on there to try and hide the terrible blend. And we'll see how it looks. Okay, nothing's coming off. Maybe we should try some Fix Plus. So I'm gonna pick it up on my Sigma Pencil E30 brush. I'm gonna spritz some Fix Plus and we'll see if that has a bit more impact. Okay, I definitely should have just left it because this one is not going well. I think I'm gonna try a mixture of this one and the yellow now because the yellow is just not going well at all. Even with Fix Plus, that shimmer is really not doing its thing. They look really great in the palette, but on the eye, not so much. I feel like if anything, using Fix Plus is actually worse because the wetness is taking away the other shadows underneath, and that should not be happening at all. I don't know if I'm just using them wrong, but I am not a fan of them at all. All right, well, I feel like I didn't really get to use much of the Makeup Revolution shadows, but what I did use, I really, really liked, and they are very similar to the Makeup Revolution eyeshadows that I have previously used. So I would highly recommend these palettes if you guys are looking for like an affordable dupe to Morphe palettes or just like affordable eyeshadows. Makeup Revolution is a very safe purchase. purchase and so affordable. I'm in two minds about the neon palette. I feel like the mattes were really, really nice. There was a lot of fallout with the pinks, but I was trying to pack them on. The yellow is obviously very pigmented. I really, really like that, and it's very hard to find a good yellow shadow. I don't know if I was using the shimmers incorrectly. I might give them another go and try a different technique in applying the shimmers, but I just wasn't impressed by them today at all. So if you guys have any tips or tricks on how to use them and make them work, let me know in the comments down below, because I think they have a lot of potential. Like, they're very, very pretty. They just weren't working for me today. All right, so I've got some new NARS eyeliners that I want to test out. I've got a really cool kind of like yellowy mustardy gold shade. So basically I just wanted to try these out, and I feel like I may as well, considering I've already got a lot of color on my eyes. This is the shade Sunset Boulevard, and this is the High Pigment Long Wear eyeliner. I'm just gonna run it on my lower waterline and see how I go. Oh, it's glittery. Okay, I was not expecting that. Wow, I've never used a glittery eyeliner in my waterline. Today is just a day for experimenting. I mean, they're very pigmented. It kind of suits this look too. I feel like this is just like added a little bit of a finishing touch to it. Put a little bit of it on my inner corner as well. Just put a little bit of an inner corner pop. There we go. The eyeshadow itself is a little bit of a mess, but I think that was to do with the concealers that I used underneath. But forget about that. I think it's turned out okay. All right, so for lips, I don't have anything too exciting. Like, I don't have any new lip liners or lipsticks or anything like that, but I do have the new Urban Decay. These are the Lip Chemistry Lasting Glassy tints. So they're not really like a lipstick. They're more of just like a lip stain, I think. And I've got two shades. I've got the shade Heavy and I've got the shade Love Child. It looks like Love Child is a bit of a fuchsia color and Heavy is more of a nude. So I think because I've already got a lot of color on the eyes, I'm just gonna stick with nude today. I really don't know what to expect from these. I don't know how pigmented they're gonna be or anything. So let's just go in with it and see what happens. Oh, that's a really pretty color. It's kind of cooling and refreshing on my lips. Wow, so it's just adding like a slight tint to my natural lip color. It's kind of moisturized them as well. Like, you can see a little bit of a shine on there. Interesting. I actually really want to go in with the pink. I'm like intrigued by this because it's not as pigmented as you think it's going to be. Oh, these are kind of cute. I don't think I've ever seen a product like this before. Obviously, like, this as a whole right now, we're not vibing with it. It's not great. But the actual product itself, like if you worked in like an office kind of environment where you had to put like light makeup on and just look really fresh every day, I feel like these would be really good for that. All right, now last but not least, we're gonna set all of this in place because this makeup look is just everything I've ever wanted and more. Goals. I've got this Makeup Revolution Extra Hold Makeup Fixing Spray. This is the Sport Fix Spray, which is interesting. So I guess based on that, it has been designed to wear over your makeup while you're at the gym or while you're working out, I assume. Oh God, the first sprays are always scary. There we go. The actual spray that it lets out is a really fine mist, which is nice. It smells like a chlorine swimming pool, so that's interesting. It's very refreshing. It's actually made my skin feel a little bit better, which is interesting because I have literally felt like the Sahara Desert this entire time. Yeah, that's made my skin feel actually quite nice. I guess now is when I give you the rundown of my entire face and what I liked and what I didn't like. My base, my foundation looks very, very dry. I actually went and saw Mel before and she looked at my face and she was like, "You look really gray," which is interesting because in front of these lights, I didn't notice that. It's hard to know. It could have something to do with the setting powder or it could be the foundation shade. It could be a mixture of things, so it's a bit hard to say. Overall, my skin looks very flawless. The coverage of the foundation is really, really good. It has smoothed out my pores, my texture, all of that. but I just feel so dry. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually try out the foundation on another day with like a dewy primer underneath, like a really hydrating dewy primer, and see how I like it. Because I do really like how it looks on my skin apart from it just being dry. So I definitely want to give the foundation another go. If you guys want to see like a full dedicated review first impression wear test on it, then let me know in the comments down below, because I think that would be really interesting to try out again. The concealers, not a fan. They look so cakey and so dry under my eyes. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I really, really like the Fenty brow products. Like I said, if you guys are a fan of the Precisely My Brow by Benefit, I would definitely recommend trying out the Fenty Brow MVP. I'm so obsessed with that. I think it was great. I'm going to use that a lot more from now on. Other than that, I mean, I look like a hot mess. I feel like a hot mess, and I actually can't wait to take this makeup off. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been interesting for you guys, and I hope you found some products that you want to try out or some products that you want to steer clear of. I actually really have a lot of fun doing these videos because it's just like, you just get to sit down and play around with makeup. There's no expectation for it to turn out really well. So yeah, it's just kind of fun, and I get to be a bit creative with the colors. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up. It really supports me and helps out my channel when you do. And yeah, if you're new here and you would like to become a part of the family here on YouTube, then just hit the red subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.
I swear I like your style. Put you in Chanel 'cause it's just perfect for your smile. Girl, I swear for you I run the world, I'd run the mile.